Hi and welcome back to my channel. This video is a little bit different from my normal videos this week. I'm actually not talking about any of my normal subjects. I'm talking about some new equipment that I recently got. COVID-19 means a lot of things to a lot of people. For me, definitely my work has changed. I work for a church, and so suddenly there are no Sunday services. I no longer have to create Sunday school lessons. I no longer do pastoral visiting at nursing homes. A lot of my work has shifted. So how I'm spending my time now is filming. I'm filming services just with the priest and a server, and an organist and cantor if we can get them. We're recording Sunday services and we're recording all the Easter services. We're trying to record some musical services, just things to keep the community connected, keep as much regular routine for people as they can, even though now church is going to be on the internet instead of in person, and also updating the website, which at the moment with the situation changing all the time requires quite some constant attention, because as soon as you put information up, the information has changed and you need to redo it. But considering like the main task we have at the moment is recording Sunday services, like that is priority one, it means that recording equipment is required. Now the first week we just used my phone, my husband's phone and Father David's phone, and we set them up in different places. I like lashed them to banner stands and sat them on flower stands, and we just recorded that. I had a little lav mic, this one in fact, which I attached to Father David and had recording on a phone in his pocket, so we had the audio, and I think it pulled together pretty nicely.
Let us pray for the world and for the church.
I was pretty impressed that we had different camera angles that I could play with, and thankfully, because I've been dabbling in YouTube already, I already knew how to use the editing program. I knew what I could do, what was possible. It wasn't a steep learning curve, although it was probably the most ambitious thing I've ever done for editing. But phones are only so good, you know? So we had a little meeting where we sat down and chatted about what we really could do with equipment wise. If we were going to upgrade one thing, what would we upgrade? There were some votes for the video quality. My vote was very much for the audio quality, because I've learned through YouTubing that people will forgive a lower quality image, but lower quality audio is really annoying to listen to. I went out and I bought this, the VideoMic NTG from Rode. Now, the microphone I've been using is this little lav mic, which is a Boya Lav Mic. There are two microphones, so it's really good for interviews and things. Not that I've ever needed it for this, but I thought, who knows, making YouTube videos, you never know when you'll sit down and have a chat with someone as a video. I've been really happy with the Boya Lav Mic. It has a smartphone setting, or you can turn it to camera setting where it will activate the battery. But as much as lav mics are great for recording a whole church service, not so great. You can only really mic up one person. The rest of the sounds, I was just getting through a normal phone microphone, which aren't great. Also, we were using the lav mic for the organ and cantor. I was just like lashing it to a candle stand, and it was fine, but they're not made for that. So now that we've got this new, I'll bring my phone over, hey? So now that I've got my new Rode VideoMic NTG, I'm hoping the sound is going to be a lot better. I did record this video yesterday, except I accidentally left the microphone settings on the wrong setting and the sound wasn't so great. So up here we have some settings. We have -20, which means it can record at -20 decibels of real sound, and we've got the two little bars there. That means it'll record kind of in stereo, but one setting will be 12 decibels lower than the other in case it maxes out. And that little slippery dip image that little light underneath that will flash red if it is maxing out, so you'll know. So yesterday I had to turn on the -20 decibels and the dual recording so that we could get some very loud gong sounds for the service, and I forgot to put them back. So when I recorded this, it recorded very quietly, and when I played with the volumes and turned it up, it had a lot of hissing in the background. Hello and welcome back to my weekly video. Now this week it is on something a little different. It's not my normal topic. So I'm recording this video again. Another thing that happened yesterday was I had my normal setup with my phone, except instead of putting it on my gimbal, this is just to help with the weighting, because when I plug in my microphone, I have to use a little adapter because this phone doesn't have a headphone jack, and that means it's not weighted properly. So without this, it just like hangs down and you have to balance the gimbal a bit before you can turn it on, otherwise it'll just eventually fall. Maybe I can show you. I'll hold this for a while. Take this off. This is an earring. Very makeshift, and this is a bag with pens in it. Alright, if I hold this for a while, eventually it'll drop. But normally I put my phone in my ring light over here. So it's normally sitting right in there and just balancing, which is very tricky because I have to set it up looking at me. I run around the back and look through the little holes in my room divider to make sure it's sitting right. Press record, come around, sit in front of it, do some recording, go back around, press stop, press play, and see where my head sits in the frame. And often I don't get it right the first time, so I have to do that a number of times until one of the recordings has my face in the correct position. And then I have to press record again and hope I haven't changed anything and just come around and film hoping for the best. Yesterday, because I had this camera, I should look at the thing. I'm looking at the video of me. I have to get used to not looking at the video of me. Because I had this camera, I didn't really bother setting it up properly, which meant the footage came out really badly. That's another reason why I'm redoing this, because I spoke to my phone camera for like a whole half the video and it's cutting off my chin, and it's just, no one's gonna watch that. Okay, so I've got this new microphone. Meanwhile, Father David went out and bought a new camera. Now, the camera that he bought is not a DSLR with recording capability. Ah, there it goes, see? You see this? When it's not balanced properly, after a while, it'll just give up. It'll give up. That's why I have this little setup, dangling pens off a hoop earring, just to keep the balance in. Okay, so, where was I? Well, I was out buying the microphone. Father David was out getting a new camera to record on. Now, if it had been me actually buying a new camera for my YouTube videos, I would have bought a DSLR that can record movies. But due to the time pressures of all this, having to buy a camera and use it like that very day to start recording services, Father David went for a camcorder, which I think was a really good call because it's not much of a learning curve at all. It's pretty much turn it on. Although having said that, when we were doing the service yesterday, it took me halfway through the service before I realized I hadn't pressed record. So this camcorder is, let me just tell you, I'll have a quick look here. This camcorder is the Panasonic HC-VXF1. What I really like about it is that you can turn the screen around and I can see myself, which saves all that hassle of running around the room divider, checking if my phone is actually recording what I want it to record. The tricky part though is not staring at my face while I'm recording, remembering to look into the lens. So there's probably lots of times when I'm like looking vaguely off to the side in this video because this is all pretty new to me. Even though I don't have the lenses and I can't play with the depth of focus, like this quality of video is so much better than what I'm used to with my phone. Like this is a humongous step up. I told myself that if at the end of the year I was still making YouTube videos every week, if I'd proved to myself that I really wanted to do this, then I would be allowed to buy myself a camera and a microphone. Because of all this upside down, topsy-turvy world that we're living in at the moment, I had a really solid reason why better filming equipment would have been useful right now. So here it is. We also got a tripod. I'll show you the tripod. It's pretty tricky to see. which is amazing. I don't have to try and balance the camera in a ring light, like tie it on with hair ties and hair clips and things. I can just sit it right here, have it at whatever height I want, and it's ready to go, which is amazing. I also no longer need these. I mean, I do need them. I will keep my lav mic, please, but I don't need to hook myself up every time I want to record a YouTube video, which will be wonderful because hooking myself up is such a hassle. Very stoked about this upgrade. So that's it for me today, guys. It's nothing particularly insightful or inspiring. It's just sharing my new toys and my excitement about them. Now, I know COVID-19 is not just fun and games, and for some people it's very, very serious right now, very scary. If your loved ones are sick, if you're sick, like, I'm not taking this lightly. Everyone, please stay safe, follow all the advice that our government and health organizations are giving us. Comment below and let me know how this whole situation is affecting your life. What has changed for you? Are you still at work? Are you working from home? Have you lost your employment? What is happening for you? In this time of social distancing, let's get chatting. So share down in the comments. And also, if you like this video, could you like this video? And do consider subscribing to my channel for weekly content from me. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next week. I cannot see. Oh no. Ooh, I'm really, really attached right now. I'm just gonna hold this here. Hopefully that gives you enough light on my face. Hey there.